Yesterday, J.J. Watt did a press conference with Houston media after it was announced that he will have his name etched in eternity. The Houston Texans Ring of Honor, along with Bob McNair and Andre Johnson. He's going to get his cute little red jacket. Anyway, he said that he's not going to sign a one-day contract with the Texans. Huh?
We had talked about this at that time of the release. I mean, obviously, we're going through a very tough time, a difficult time. And we knew that this day was going to come, that we were all going to reunite and come back together. As far as the one-day contract, like, I personally just don't really understand or see the reason for it. I mean, it's more of just a ceremonial piece of paper. I think that the Ring of Honor and all of that comes with it is more than enough. I think they've done it first class the whole way, and I appreciate that.
It's just a piece of paper? No. It's the last contract you'll ever sign, JJ. Here's what I'm wondering. Has JJ ever signed up for something, not read the fine print, and perhaps found out all of a sudden that he signed up for something he didn't ask for? Because that would be a reason to avoid signing something. And it's okay, JJ. Jack Easterby isn't here anymore to do something like that.
Wait, I let me look at this contract. I thought this was a remote rustic cabin. This place is way too nice.
Something.
I thought this was gonna be Rocky IV.
I think something must have happened. Well, look, if you're gonna get a rustic cabin, you're not actually gonna make it rustic.
I guess.
If you're gonna buy a cabin, no, you build a cabin if you want it to be rustic.
If you're J.J. Watt,
I think J.J. Watt could build a cabin.
He could, yeah.
With his bare hands, probably.
He bought a ski lodge.
You know what? If I were J.J. Watt,
and then he told us all it was Rocky IV.
I would buy a ski lodge if I were J.J. Watt.
No, but you wouldn't lie about it.
I might have fun with it.
Because it will get found out.
I think I would
with him.
Well, I think because J.J. Watt set the precedent, I would have fun with it. And I would say, yes,
now
I have a rustic cabin in Aspen.
Yeah.
A rustic Aspen cabin on the slopes with armed guards. And 2 jacuzzis.
Whoa.
Yeah, you got to go big. Nothing like a pool, nothing like a jacuzzi after a day on the slopes. Am I right, fellas? Big skiing guy here. No, not that kind of skiing. Get back on topic.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt thinks the Texans are going in the right direction.
I really do think there's very, very exciting things coming up. I mean, we went through some tough times to get to these days, and you had to kind of build that arsenal. I think Nick had to obviously do some things that you don't necessarily always want to do as a GM. To put yourself in a situation to have a draft like they just had and kind of push all your chips into the middle of the table and say, all right, now we're going to do it. Now we're on this swing. And from year to year now, it's a combination of adding more and more pieces and developing the ones that you do have.
I agree and disagree here. Todd, the show, twitch.tv/ESPN975 says Nick is a moron. No, that's just wrong. He's a moron? Based off of what? Highlight an example, please. You can't say that. The guy was a part of the greatest run in sports history for 2 decades. Sorry. I'm not accepting that. You got to give me actual examples here. JJ's right and wrong here. He's right in that the Texans are moving in the right direction. He is not right in saying that we definitively know that the roster moves that they have just made this offseason are part of that right direction. Everything that they have done off the field, from hiring DeMeco Ryans to bringing J.J. Watt back into the building, and the things that they did in the draft, just from a, wow, I'm excited about the Texans perspective. Those things are good. We do not know for sure whether or not the moves they have made are heading in the right direction. Now, that said, they have made some nice moves over the last calendar year. We'll see what's up with Derek Stingley. The more conversation I hear on the outside looking in at the Texans defense, and specifically Lovie Smith, the better I feel about Derek Stingley's chances in year 2. Kenyon Green, I'm starting to look at as a possible lost cause. But Jalen Petrie, Damian Pierce, Christian Harris, the Texans, I thought, did a really good job in the middle round of the draft last year. And, to go back to Todd the Show's point, yeah, you can't call a general manager a moron for that. And what? You really thought that they were going to get a big return for the Brandon Cooks? They gave him that big contract, clearly thinking that Brandon Cooks would stick around. And Cooks, for whatever reason, got miffed when Jack Easterby left the building. Among other things. I don't know what you're supposed to do there. Cooks signed essentially a 2-year, I'm going to stay here contract a year after saying, I never want to be traded again. Then he asked for a trade at the trade deadline and didn't show up for work. Honestly, embarrassing as a professional to operate in that way. Cooks could not get enough slander. Diva wide receiver BS. Can't stand it. But we'll see if the moves the Texans are making them take steps in the right direction. It's about the stuff that they're doing off the field.